One of the main questions and concerns that we get from parents of children who have already been evaluated and diagnosed with a speech language, expressive language delay here at Speech Matters is, how can I help my child at home? And there are simple things that you can do at home that can facilitate your child's acquisition of language and expression. Always, whenever there's a diagnosis after an evaluation, we recommend therapy, because you do need that guided professional help to set goals and to aid you in improving your child's language. But there are simple things you can do at home as well. One of those things, which seems obvious, but a lot of times is missed in families, is to play with your children. The more boisterous and active and physical your play is, studies show that children are more likely to attempt to speak when their blood is flowing more, when they've got more oxygen in their system. You need a lot of oxygen to express yourself, to speak. So that's really important to get your children up and running around and work on speech at those times versus when they're quiet and sitting. Also, provide specific, brief feedback to what your children are attempting to say. So if your 3-year-old says "buh" looking at the banana, and you know that they want the banana, instead of saying, okay, say banana, banana, I would just say, good job, you said banana. The reason it's better to give specific feedback for that versus a general good job is because if you give them a general good job, they know they did something, but they don't know what it is, and it's harder to create success with that. They're less likely to acquire the word banana if they don't quite know that they almost got the word in the first place. So that's one thing you can do. Another is to imitate your child. There's a stage in language development where children realize that they can sound like adults. Sometimes it happens very early. In children who are delayed, it may happen later. So this is one way you can facilitate that stage of language development that is important in getting your child to attempt more language. So for example, if your child's playing with a train table and they say ch 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 for choo-choo, imitate it back to them. Say ch 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 ch. They're much more likely to continue trying to talk to you that way. Another one is to talk about what your child is doing. Kids of all ages love to hear about themselves. So they're much more engaged if you're talking about what they're playing with versus you trying to lead the session or lead your play, what you're playing with. So for example, if your child is playing with the train and going over a bridge, tell them that. Say, oh, I see, Joey, you're going up and down over the train track. Choo-choo. That's much better than saying choo-choo. Say choo-choo. If they could say that word, they would be saying it. Children are not going to withhold language for any reason, typically. And last but not least, as parents and caregivers as well, we're very interested in teaching our children, and we're very interested in trying to get information out of them and see what they know all the time. So if you listen to any preschool class, it's a lot of direct questions. What color is this? Where is this? What do you want? Tell me milk or juice. It's a lot of demanding speech in that age, and your interaction as an adult with a child of that age. So it's actually good to decrease that commanding speech with your children and simply talk around what they're doing versus expecting them to produce a word. So for example, if you are asking them, do you want milk or juice? After 2 times of them kind of pointing to the milk, simply take that as an expression and give them that specific feedback. Yes, you wanted milk, and give that to them. Studies have shown, and just after years of doing this here at Speech Matters, studies have shown that kids are much less likely to attempt a word if they're being asked a direct question.